it's more. Okay. It's no A, B, and C. You've tricked me on that. I'm image architect Laura Roach, and today I'm quizzing you on the history of fashion with School of Style. I'm known for always having a reference, so I want to test your knowledge of fashion history and see if you can keep up with me. I think it's really important as a stylist, especially a new stylist, to build some sort of encyclopedia of references that you can always pull inspiration from. So I'm going to ask a series of questions, and if someone who was working for me didn't know the answers to these questions. Question 1. Which designer debuted the new look in 1947 featuring rounded shoulders, cinch waist, and a full skirt? Was it A, Coco Chanel, B, Yves Saint Laurent, C, Christian Dior, or D, Cristobal Balenciaga? The answer is C, Monsieur Christian Dior. Question 2. In which era did Studio 54 define the style of the decade? Is it A, the 1980s, B, the 1970s, C, the late 90s, or D, the early 2000s? The answer is B, the 1970s. 1970s is actually my favorite era of fashion. I think it's very important for new stylists and students to have a repertoire of fashion history that spans beyond the last 30 years. I think it's so easy to just go back to the 90s or Y2K fashion because it's everywhere. In some instances, you need to know things all the way back to the Victorian age, like certain colors and fabrics. It just, what it does is makes you more valuable to either the stylist that you're working for or your client to be able to pull from various references. So one of my favorite projects where I got to really dive into fashion history was for Halsey's visual album for If I Can't Have Love, I Want Power. We shot it in a 16th century castle in Prague. The wardrobe didn't have to be historically accurate. We pulled from numerous eras in fashion. We pulled from Victorian, Rococo, we pulled from all these things, and we did this mismatch of vintage, archival, and current fashions. It is a beautiful, beautiful visual album and one of my favorite projects. Question 3, in the 1990s, Kate Moss was the face of what fashion house that launched her career? Is it A, Vivienne Westwood, B, Ralph Lauren, 3, Terry Mugler, or D, Calvin Klein? The answer is D, Calvin Klein. Question 4, here's a more advanced one. What style defined women's fashion in the Edwardian period? Flowing skirts, high neck blouses, and large hats? Or wide crinolines, tight corsets, and voluminous skirts? The answer is flowing skirts, high neck blouses, and large hats. You always see that collar, that high collar come back, you know, in fashion every few seasons. I actually just bought like a really beautiful Saint Laurent shirt. I love when men do it. Question 5. Which of these style icons was not a fashionista in the 1980s? Princess Diana, Janet Jackson, Jane Fonda, or Greta Garbo? The answer is D, Greta Garbo. What years, which era was she a fashion icon? I think it's really important, of course, to have a lot of references, but also learn how to edit depending on a particular project to make it make sense for your client and your client's style, or again, whatever the project may be. Question 6, now this one is worth 1,000 bonus points. What is the name of the platform where you get to learn all about fashion history directly from the experts shaping it? The answer is School of Style.
Sure.
Oh, sure. Did we hear those little mouse steps running through my production?
One more time, just for safety. I mean, we can keep them in. You're like, what? Perfect.
That's a little blooper, so keep that soon. Make sure you check out my course on School of Style, The Fundamentals of Image Architecture, today. Yeah, I decided to wear pajamas to quiz you today because I want everyone to know that this coursework and this education can all be learned from the comfort of your own home and maybe your pajamas as well. Home was the reference. Your bed with your laptop.